welcome Marvella family, right? Second family reunion. So, who's excited to see their new apartment? Yeah. Oh, really? That's as much cheering as you can muster? Now, let's try that again. Who's excited to see their new apartment? Woo! Yeah. Good. Now, have you guys been packing? No? Raise your hand if you packed a little bit. Raise your hand if you got rid of that old couch in your basement. Oh, see, we got a couple. So, you know what? I was talking to a couple, Bob and Nancy, the other day, and they told me this really cute story. So, they've been packing, and little by little, they're tackling their closets. So, this one day, they decided we're going to go after that hall closet that's just full of who knows what, right? So, they were working, pulling stuff out of the closet, and Bob pulls down a medium-sized box from way on the top shelf, and he's like, I wonder what's in here. He opened it up, and there were two little cute crocheted dolls in there and a shoebox. So he said to Nancy, I've never seen these dolls. Where are these from? And she said, oh, I've just been making them. And he's like, I have never seen you make dolls. And she said, well, I'll tell you, the day we got married, my mom told me, when Bob gets on your nerves, you should have a little craft that you could go and do in another room. Keep your hands busy, kind of anti-stress, right? So she said, I've been making dolls. So Bob is thinking, okay, well, look at me. There's only two dolls in this box. So he's feeling pretty proud and smug with himself. Then he opens up this shoebox that is crammed full of $20 bills. And he said, where did all this money come from? And Nancy said, well, that's the money I've made from selling my dolls. Yeah. So I guess, when you're packing, I hope that you're finding fun stuff to laugh about and, digging up memories that are fun. And it's a big job, I know. But you know what? Here's the deal. Here's the secret. If you think that you're downsizing when you come to Marvella, you're actually upsizing because maybe your living space is a little smaller than your house. But think about it. You have a health club. You have a pool. You've got a beautiful restaurant. You've got a bistro. Do you have a movie theater in your house right now? Right? Do you have places to hang out with your friends? And do your friends live with you right now? So think about this. I mean, I'm serious, and you guys know because you're already reserved at Marvella. This is going to be a blast to live at Marvella. And I truly believe that. And I also want to let you know we are working very, very hard to make Marvella as perfect for you as possible because this is a big deal for all of you to transition to a place like Marvella, and we believe it's going to be beautiful, and we believe you're going to love it. So we are going to be short and sweet today because last time we talked too long, didn't we? Did we talk too long last time? Oh, ouch. We know that. So we're going to be short and sweet today, but a couple things before we get going. First of all, I have a new colleague at the office, and some of you have met her. So Nicole, I'm going to invite Nicole up here so y'all can see her and say hi. Let's welcome Nicole. So Nicole, how long have you been working with me at Marvella?
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, 2 crazy months. Okay, tell us briefly in 2 sentences about your family.
I am married for 28 years and I have 2 children.
And what are their names? How old are they?
Maxwell is 20 and Isabella is 16.
Yeah. So be sure to say, if you haven't already, say hi to Nicole. She's really fun. She's got a really funny sense of humor. So get a joke out of her if you can. And you'll be seeing her as we move along towards move-in. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Then a couple other things over on the far side by the table or by the windows, we have our friends from Gentle Transitions, and they are here to answer any of your questions. Wave your hands, ladies. There they are. And I know a lot of you have already talked to them. They're fantastic. So if you are asking them to help you with your move, that's a great idea. So be sure, if you haven't talked to them already, feel free to stop by their table. Then we have our friends from Coldwell Banker. Raise your hand. There they are. There's the girls over there. If you have a house and you need assistance with the sale of your house, we highly recommend the team of Krista Walter and her team are our new realtor team. So if you are interested in talking to them, they are over there. With that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa Albane, and you heard from her last time. She has all the scoop on what's going on with the construction process. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. It's so good to see everybody again. Here's our agenda. I just thought I'd share that with you before we get started so that everybody is all on the same page. Can you hear me back there? Is the volume okay? Okay, great. So I'll give a construction update, and then Deb Waite, who oversees the operations for this project or coordinates all of those pieces, is going to come and share with you about some really exciting updates that we've had regarding staffing. And then, as Mary said, we'll have time to answer questions if you would like, and then you guys get to just hang out with each other and get to know each other. So we'll move right into the construction update. And this is a huge milestone for us. This is the amenity deck on Block 6. So what you'll see, this is that large 2-story foyer space where you, on the opposite side of the building is the main entry into Terrace 1. And we've got 2 of these activity lawns, AstroTurf, out here. This one is a little bit of a higher pile, and it's going to be great for playing games like bocce, or if you like cornhole, or if you want to do some yoga. I'm sure that the wellness director would be able to do some outside activities out there with you. This area here that you see with the brown wood look pavers, there are some foundation elements here that are actually going to be home to our pavilion. So it'll be a nice covered space for you to sit. There will be a fan inside to circulate the air. Someone said, will it be hot in there? Well, it's really an open air space, but the fan will help to circulate for you. And then here you can see some of the electrical stubbins and plumbing stubbins that we have for our outdoor kitchen. So we have an outdoor grill space. There's a hand washing sink with a really beautiful bar, multi-level bar for you to sit at, some lower, some higher. Great place to be able to gather with your friends and enjoy a meal. You can't really see it very well here. We're sitting far back, but I know that there's quite a few of you that enjoy gardening. How many of you enjoy gardening? So we've got, these are raised planting beds that are going to actually fit inside these little cubbies. There's 3 of these little bump ins that the raised planting beds will be located, so you can enjoy that gardening activity. And what you're not seeing is there's another amenity or activity lawn area right over here. How many of you like to golf or putt? Well, we've got you covered. We've got an activity lawn here that has 4 cups for putting, so you can work on your short game. Just be careful not to hit the building across the way when you're out there. It's putting only there. But we also have a fire pit that'll be located over in this portion of the building, as well as another fire pit located right here with a lot of soft seating for you to be able to enjoy the outdoors. Now we're inside one of the units, and I'm sure that you've seen, hopefully you've seen some of those construction videos that we've done where we've taken you in and you can see them. But we have our two-tone cabinetry is currently being installed. We're down on the second level. The cabinets have been delivered, so those are going in now. But this floor is actually the third floor. And this is a resident unit that has opted for some of those upgrades. So this unit has the quartz countertop, and you can see the appliances are going in. The units have been painted. All of the under counter lighting has been installed. That's what these wires are down here. It's for the under counter lighting. So we're making great progress on the units. We have punched the fourth floor and the third floor of Terrace 1. So we've got our contractor going in now and making those repairs for the call outs that we identified. And once we get those done, those will be final clean. The doors will be locked and nobody will go in there until you move in. We'll probably send staff, right, Deb, to go and wipe down, because it just, full disclosure, please prepare for dust. It's a new building, and it's just, there's going to be dust for probably a year. So it's not that we're not keeping up, but if everybody does their part and wipes, I think we'll keep it clean. All right, so here's the exterior of Terrace 1, and you can see that the landscaping is going in, the sidewalks are going in, and this is the bike trail here. So this is going in as well. And this is our Terrace 2, if you notice the big tower. How many of you have driven by and seen how massive that is? When we say it's the tallest part on the whole Highland Bridge, it definitely is. It's going to be pretty spectacular. Oh, good. Thanks, Denise, for putting them in. She did put these in. So these are those raised planting beds that I was talking about.
For the whole building?
This is at Block 6. Terrace 1 on the amenity deck. So yes, these will be for resident use. And then if you're living in Terrace 2, we have those over there as well on the amenity deck. Okay, so a couple of things here. This is the outside or the woodlawn entrance for Terrace 1. So we've got our main entry here. This area that you see is actually the entry to the garage. So this is the only way for you to enter into the building through the garage. You're going to have to come on the Woodlawn Avenue exit or entrance. This is a one-way in to the garage. The garage will, obviously people will be able to come out, but it's only a one-way out. So you go in on this entry, and then there's another cutout down here where you exit from. And that was dictated by the city of St. Paul. So we've identified drive lanes with different color concrete and walkways with different color concrete. So you guys will be able to identify, where you should be driving and walking. So this is, let me go back here really quick as well. So how many of you are still biking or planning to bring a bike? Super. This area, this door that you see right here is actually the kayak bike storage area. It's just going to be so convenient for you to be able to just take your bike in and out. This is a secured space. So even the door that goes into the rest of the building, that door is also fobbed and secured. So make sure you have your fob with you. But it's going to be so great not having to put your bike in your apartment. And then this little window right here, does anyone have a dog or a pet that you're bringing? This is the dog spot right there. And over in this area here, we're actually going to be setting the fence for that pretty soon. And we have a dog potty play spot. So you can it'll be enclosed with a fence, and you can access it through the building so you don't have to go outside, typically outside of the building, to go and potty your dog. All right, then this area here, this is our dining room. So you can see we've got the sheetrock is going up. We've actually started with the wood paneling, and the painting is going on. They're going to be setting the wood ceiling soon. The light fixtures are going in. The last part of the building that's going to be complete is that first floor of the town center where the dining room is. So you can see we've got some really great progress going here. And then this area that you see here, this is our memory care courtyard. And it's for our residents who have dementia or Alzheimer's and need a safe place to live. We need to provide outdoor space for them. So this is the outdoor amenity area where there's gardening beds here. There's a nice pergola to shade or filter the sun. It's going to be so nice to be able to go out and get some fresh air there. And then this is our bridge, our skyway, and that's been painted. We're working on the inside now, getting all of the HVAC. I know there was a question last time whether or not that was going to be conditioned air, and it will be. So that's really coming along, and you can see here's the windows that go into the conservatory where we'll have 2 huge olive trees, so it'll be more like outside in, feel like you're in a garden area, and in February that's a nice place to be. And then this is terrace 2, and I apologize for using construction terms for the blocks. It's a huge project and we have to keep them separated. We're treating them actually as 2 separate projects because they're so big. But this is terrace 2, and this is the area that overlooks the plaza, and the water would be down here from this corner. You can see both. This is actually one of the units that has the standard countertop. We've got still the 2-toned cabinetry installed. These light fixtures are the upgraded light fixtures if anyone did any upgraded pendants in the kitchen. And you can see we've got all the blinds are in, the flooring is done. This is pretty much a completed unit. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? And then the pool. So the pool, we finished painting the pool. The tile is almost all installed, and we're just working on these beams here. The sauna is installed, and it's really looking amazing. This is going to be a beautiful place for you to get some great exercise and make some fun memories with other residents and your grandkids if they like to swim. Someone had asked what the depth of the pool was, and the pool goes from 3'6" to 4 feet. All right. So there's no diving. So I wanted to help to orient you to the building before you move in. And people always ask about parking. Where am I going to park? Where are my visitors, our guests going to park? So we wanted to show you on Terrace 1 and Terrace 2 where the visitor parking is and where the resident parking is. And don't worry if you need a refresher. Mary and Nicole have these maps here, and they'll be happy to go through those again with you. But I just wanted to show, okay. So in that building picture where we were showing where the garage entry was, this is that front of the building. This is the dog potty play space. This is your bike storage, pet spa, and then this is that entry into the garage. So this entire area here is all visitor parking. So when your guests come, they will be able to park in this area here. If you can see this narrow corridor next to the movie theater, we actually have a controlled entrance here. So when your guests come, they will go right to this door they'll be buzzed in, and then they'll be able to either go up to the grand stair or over to the elevator to either meet you in your apartment or if you want to meet them. But that's how you get into the building.
Point it out because it's really hard to see your.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, just say it again.
So this is the resident guest parking, and the entry into the building is right here by the movie theater that will take you to the grand stair or the elevators that will get you to all floors of the building. Where do the residents park? Here we have another garage door that will only be activated by a garage fob. So residents will have a fob. So this is a secured area back here. This whole area is all resident and staff. Our goal is to have staff park in this guest area, but with the number of, we have to see how many visitors we're going to be having to the site, and we may need to do some overflow parking for some of our staff in the resident parking area. All right, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. One of the other things in the garage I wanted to point out to you is that we do have a car wash area, and so you don't need to go and get your car wash, but you will have, it isn't a automated one. You'll have to use the wand and the whatever. So, but it's nice in the winter when you get all the snow off your car. Okay, so next we're now over. Oh, did you want me to go through these? Yeah. I don't want to take up your visiting time. I'm happy to do that. This is okay? Okay. So from a construction perspective, we have all of the multi-purpose, which is the chapel, multi-purpose chapel area. All of the windows are in. We're working on finishes. This is that amenity terrace that we were talking about. These areas here are where the gardening stations will be. Then the pool area, we talked about that. This aerobics area and locker room, they're painting in that area and putting tile on the floor. In the central commercial kitchen, we're laying the quarry tile and getting ready to move all the equipment in and get the kitchen equipment all fired up. We showed the picture of the dining rooms where they're getting the finishing touches going on in there, and the bistro area. And then the assisted living, this is the memory care. These are those outdoor areas that we were talking about here. Okay. So now, let's see, this is the same slide. That was 6. Okay. What? I'm going backwards, sorry. Okay, so now we're over at Terrace 2. How many people are living over in Terrace 2, which is closest building to the plaza? Okay, so this is where your guests will park here. So we'll enter into the building, or here, this is a one-way drive. So again, it's a one-way in, one-way out here. And those you can see sort of in the plans here where there is a differentiation, sidewalk, drive aisle. So your visitors and guests will park here. This is a completely separate space to park. There is no direct access from this parking area to resident parking. This is a standalone space. So when your visitors come, there's a vestibule here that has a call box entry that will go to either they can call your apartment or they can call the receptionist, and they can be buzzed in that way. And the elevators are right here that take you up to your apartment. Resident parking is here. And we have 1.5 levels of parking here. So this first floor is all resident parking. We go down. There's parking along the side of this access area. And then we will go down doesn't go there. There's another parking area down below.
Go backwards
So.
2 slides.
No, no. There's another parking garage downstairs.
It's right next to it.
Yeah, it's down there. All right. So are there any questions on parking? Does that make sense? Okay.
Do we pick our own parking spaces or are they assigned?
Those, I believe you work with Mary and Nicole, and then they'll assign you a spot. You can look and see what's available and then pick your spot. I'm going to have Deb Waite come up and she can talk about operations, and then I'll be available for questions after the presentation. Thanks.
Good afternoon. As you can see, the countdown is on, and we as staff are very excited to get into this building and learn all the nuances as well. So Lisa knows it best, and we're learning from her, and we'll get our opportunity to get ourselves inside the building in early November. So we're very excited for that. We have been very focused over the summer on selecting our leadership team for the community. So I wanted to introduce a few individuals to you today. This is not an opportunity for you to meet and greet all of them, but just to see a face and a name, and they will be with us this afternoon if you'd like to get a chance to be introduced to them. It's very important to us that we have selected individuals from inside of our ministry to kind of carry in our culture into this community. We feel individuals who value our mission and our values will be able to select staff that embody those same values. So I am pleased to introduce to you the individual who will lead the site as our campus administrator. She's standing in the back. I'll have her wave. Her name is Chandler Hookey. And Chandler comes to us from our Johanna Shores community. She's presently serving as the Care Center Administrator, been with our organization for a few years. So we're excited to have her, and I'll be working alongside of her through the startup process. We will also have an individual from our Carondelet Village community joining us as a Resident Services Director. Anybody who's been to Carondelet has probably met Megan Wubin. She has been with the Sisters of Carondelet for over 30 years, and she'll be joining us as the Resident Services Director. She is an individual that you will meet through the lease signing process as you enter the building. She is not with us today, but I wanted to mention her name because there may be individuals who know her from our ministry. Justin Spano, hiding behind a pillar over there. You can come stand next to Chandler. Justin is an experienced culinary expert. He's got lots of talents in the kitchen. Yes, it's always good. We always cheer about our food. Justin comes to us from our Folkestone community, joining Marvella to be much closer to home as well. So we look forward to what he will have on the menu and how we'll bring those services to all of you. And then we have Katie Kramer from our Johanna Shores community. She's actually served in, I lose count how many communities you've served in, but
This will be my fifth.
the fifth community. She has been a caregiver with us. She's had a lot of different administrative roles and is currently the HR assistant at our Johanna Shores community. She will be joining us as the human resource manager, and she'll also be managing all of the billing. So she'll have an opportunity to connect with you in that process as well. So welcome to Katie. And then where did Dave go? Dave is hiding also behind the pole. Come on out. Dave is going to be our building expert. And I say that, and he hasn't been in the building yet, but he will become the building expert. Dave is an experienced engineer coming to us from our Maranatha community. Very excited to be part of a new building, learn that building, and to serve you. So he will be rounding out part of our leadership team here. There are a few more positions that we are still recruiting, whether internal or external. For those of you who may have ears out there, for individuals who are interested in serving in our ministry, we're looking for a life enrichment director, someone to lead our wellness and life enrichment programming, a nurse, or 2 or 3. We need a clinical administrator and a couple of full-time nurses. And we're also seeking a part-time campus pastor to join our team. So those positions are all posted today, and then all of the host of other positions that will come to life here in between November and January will be posted at the end of September, and these are the individuals who will be the hiring managers for those. So people who have been anxiously waiting, where do I apply? It's coming soon. For those positions that will serve, especially in assisted living and in memory care. So I just want to say a welcome and maybe a big round of applause to our individuals who are joining our team. Like I said, these will be our culture bearers, and just really proud that we have a ministry that's large enough where we can select individuals to come to work in our new communities, and partners across our organization were willing to release them to come work with this community. So I'll let you sit at the moment. Are you, Denise, forwarding slides or? And I probably should do a drum roll. The other thing we've been working on is the move-in process, and making sure that we talk about timing of that move-in process with you today, because that is the probably most important question that we get. Denise, you can move on to the next slide there. So we are planning to gather again on October 25th, and that date we're calling it our move-in packet date, and that is the date where we're going to get down to nitty-gritty details about how we'll move in and when we'll move in, and you'll be selecting your preferences for move-in dates. And I would encourage you to have a little bit of flexibility in your mind as you're planning here. As you've seen the building, you know how the parking works. You know there's no street parking. There are going to be limitations to our move-in process. So the magic dates on here for Terrace 1, those move-ins will start between November 25th, and that 30 days is extended slightly because of our holidays, but December 31st will be the magic 30-day date that will have your move-in scheduled for Terrace 1 by, or you'll begin paying rent on January 1st, if that is your choice and not wanting to move in that window of time. Terrace 2 is still a tiny bit up in the air. We are saying mid-January at this point. As you can see, we're a little bit, later in the schedule there, and so we need a little time to determine what that actual date will be, but we're on schedule for mid-January. So a couple of different things to note, and I know it was big conversation last time we were together. You're going to have 3 opportunities or touch points with staff after the October 25th date. You're going to have an opportunity to view your apartment before you move in and sign your lease. We're just trying to figure out how to orchestrate that, if we're going to do a big event and have you come in during the course of several hours, or if we're going to make more appointments. We will figure that out before the October 25th date. You will have a lease signing appointment date, and that will take anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how prepared you are, and or if you wish to do your documents through electronic sign-on. We do have the ability to do those through DocuSign, and that can make that process go very quick. And we will ask you at the November 25th date if you'd like to process it that way. And then your third touch point will be your move-in date, and that is the date you pay rent. Your rent starts either move in, or I guess if it's after the first of the year, it'll just be the date that you will rent that apartment. That's the day you will get your keys and your access to the building. So having done these in many communities before, you can make all those things happen on one day if you really need to. If you're traveling in, you're coming from another part of the country and moving in, you can do your viewing of your apartment, your lease signing, and get your keys all in day one if you want to. Not everybody's preference is to do it that fast. So you will have the opportunity for those 3 touch points on 3 different days as we orchestrate the process for you and with you. So we will work towards having move-in dates on all of those days except for Sundays. So 6 days a week, we will have the capacity to do 4 moves a day. So not everybody can pick the same day, but we do have approximately 60 reservations for Terrace 1 and approximately 60 for Terrace 2. So if you spread those out across 30 days, it should make it a pretty comfortable pace for the move-in process. So those were the key points that I wanted to make sure I shared today. We are very excited to get down to the nitty-gritty details and to start putting the calendars together. And now that I actually have staff who will be starting on the project in early October, we'll be able to orchestrate all of that for you.
All right, so just a couple last minute things, and then we're gonna let you mingle and meet people. All right, so feel free to stick around. You don't have to head out right at the moment, but so just remember the next date you want to remember is October 25th, and we'll invite you here again to get your move-in packet, and we'll probably divide it into a couple of groups. So just mark that day on your calendar, the afternoon of the 25th. Then also, if you love flowers, feel free to help yourself and bring a vase of flowers home with you from the tables. If you have further questions, we will be around here. You can either come and ask us, or if there's some sheets of paper on your table, if you'd like to write out your question and give it to us, we'll call you tomorrow or email you. All right? Is everybody good? Yeah. All right. Let's get at it. Let's mix and mingle, and contact us if you have questions. Thanks for coming today.